Matt, how long have you been a real estate investor?
4 going on 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what do you guys specialize in, man?
Me personally, or for Deal Machine?
You.
Me personally, so based in the St. Louis market.
Yep. St. Louis.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yep, we got a lot of St. Louis people that are involved. I mean, the real estate scene there is pretty strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, really focused mostly on wholesaling right now.
Okay.
Trying to get that active income. I'm got my day job with Deal Machine here.
Nice.
And then practicing what we preach. And
Okay.
my goal long term is do more fix and flip, do more buy and hold. But right now, it's staying strong with wholesaling and
Nice.
doing what we do.
Love it. So Matt, so you're telling me that you want to. So you're right now you're doing wholesale. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And how many deals have you done already this year?
This year,
you yourself.
Me personally, this year I've done 2. So we actually, because of my day job, because of my 9 to 5,
Sure. No.
I try to look for more, I'd say, quality over quantity.
Okay.
So we've done 2 pretty sizable wholesale deals, at least locally.
Do you mind sharing how much it is?
Yeah. Together they were $70K. So yeah.
$35K a pop?
Yeah. Yeah. So quality over quantity, just because I'm doing got the 9 to 5, got the day job. So
nice.
Yeah. I'm not out there like hitting the ground actively every single day. It's more passive strategy. So I love doing that locally, and then sharing what people use Deal Machine for outside of that too.
I love it. Okay, so now, Matt, you also mentioned that currently right now you wholesale, and then you want to get into fix and flip. Mm-hmm. What's the reason why you want to get into fix and flip?
I think just unlocking bigger deals too.
Okay.
So you can definitely do. I mean, 70 over 2 wholesale deals is pretty strong per average, but I think we'd love to be able to do more even up to 6-figure deals and things.
Sure.
I think locally as well, I've got a strong kind of mentorship network, other business partners.
You mean
locally.
like you're a contractor and everything?
Yeah, I'd say so there's a couple guys locally that I've done deals with that Vince Hall is one of my business partners who he's similar to me, but for Ballpoint Marketing, called Porter and all that.
Okay.
The Dossies out there who run both those companies. They've teamed up with us for more resources. So it's like I've got a strong network of people that I can learn a lot from.
Okay.
So I would love to be able to move into more high dollar, high value deals like a flip.
Okay.
While learning from them.
I see. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Matt, do you have any construction background?
Me personally, no.
Got it.
No.
So your plan is you take down the deals, and you have the connections to go down in there and rehab the property.
Exactly. Yeah. So I want to focus on the deal finding side. Focus on how to interact with the seller, how to do that part of the deal.
Right.
And then learn from people who have that background.
I gotcha.
And bring them in on the deal.
Gotcha.
Well. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
So, because the reason I asked that, Matt, is about you getting into the fix and flip, dude.
Yep.
Fix and flip looks sexy. And yes, you can make more money, but it also much more stress, much more headaches, and it takes much more time.
Sure.
So, I did the whole fix and flip for four and a half years. Yes. When I first got in 12 years ago, I have no construction background. Yep. Dude, I didn't know what shingle is. I didn't even know what vinyl window means. Like, to me, dude, as an Asian, windows. Call that a roof, bro. You say
don't overthink it.
Dude, you say shingle, I say, motherfucker, what is that? So, dude, check this out. So when I got in, Matt, and we were doing our first rehab project, and my mentor said, hey, Khang, make sure when you talk to the contractor, get me on the phone with them, because if you don't know what to say, like if they know that you're new into the game, man, they might take advantage of you. So anyways, one of my contractors said, hey, Khang, there is some missing shingles on the roof. How do you want to deal with this? I didn't know what he mean by shingle. I said, bro, why don't you take a picture and send it over to me? So he took a picture and sent it over to me. Then I realized what he's talking about, right? Just those missing pieces.
Yeah.
I asked him back. I said, so what do you think we should do? He said, well, I think we should do this. I said, then let's go ahead and get it done. So for me, from my experience, it's like every single time when a general contractor asks you something, and if you don't know, number one, is tell them, hey, let me think about it. So you can have some time to hey, think about it, go research, and ask all the questions, all of that, right? Don't quickly give them an answer, all right? Or make a decision right there and then. But I always ask them, dude. When they say, hey, Khang, I think that we should do this, or hey, Khang, this should be changed. I always ask them, what do you think is best? What would you do if this was your project? And then you make the final decision. You can take the information, analyze it, and then check with whoever else and say, hey, this is what I got back. What do you guys think, right? And then you can always be the person who makes the final decision. But
Love
yeah,
that, man.
but
and that's kind of how I'm treating the other partners locally too. Is they've got experience with working with contractors. I've got a lot of friends, talking to you. I got a lot of customers, deal machine customers that are going through flips and things. So I definitely know there's a lot of potential pitfalls, and I not want to jump into a deal that would put me over my head. So my goal is to learn from that network, be able to partner up with those people, be okay taking a piece of the deal instead of the whole thing.
I see.
And be able to build out a team that, again, is like more passive for me, where I'm learning from them.
I hear you.
So, yeah.
Because my whole thing is, because I've done the fix and flip game for 4.5 years, and it's not just me, maybe I suck at it, but I can tell you guys, most of the people that I run into that does fix and flip, they're freaking grinding all the time. They're always stressed out.
It's a lot of work.
They're freaking over leveraged. They got a lot of capital tied up. They're borrowing private money. They're borrowing home money. They're just freaking everywhere. So I did for 4.5 years. I don't know you know the story, man. I almost lost everything, went bankrupt because of the whole fix and flip.
Wow. Yeah.
So my whole thing is, if you want to do it, it's once again, it sounds sexy, dude, but just stick with cosmetic. Just take one house at a time. Get that one done, how you feel about it, and then continue another one as you build up your skill set, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to go too fast, too quick. I didn't have any connection or anything like that. But I
am lucky with my day job that I get to meet a lot of people, through deal machine and whatnot, and especially in the St. Louis market, I get to know them locally. We have said no to some deals that the numbers could have maybe worked. It might have been probably a pretty slim margin, and also with a bigger undertaking for the renovation. So we were just like, exactly what you said there, is we do not want to. It's much better to say no to what could be a decent deal rather than saying yes and then find out it's not a good deal.
Dude, Matt. So when I went into the game, this is every single realtor that I talk to. This is what I say to them. I said I'm fearless.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of rehab it's in. I don't care if it's a burn house, it's a tear down, whatever you guys got that no investor wants to buy.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Call me up and I'll close on it, bro. And I was so new into the game, man. I was doing a house that was burned. Dude, half of it was gone. Yeah. So I was going through a lot of process. Obviously, I don't even know where to start. And then I was also doing, at the same time, I was doing another house that has no foundation, where we have to jack the house up, pour new foundation. It's just a major.
Yeah, it's not a cosmetic thing at all. You're
dude,
like,
it was not the in
rough.
and out in 60 days or 30 days. It was freaking. And the thing is, a lot of times where. And I know a lot of you who fix and flip can relate to this. It's a lot of times where you think, hey, I'm going to make 75K on this deal. Dude, it end up to be 5K. Sometimes you end up even losing on it, because once you start opening up the walls, you start getting fancy. You'd be like, most of the people that got in and be like, they rehab a house where they'd be like, it's almost like they want to live there.
Yep.
So they're like, I want this, I want this, I want this, But they don't go with what is the market is asking for in that.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's something too.
So they overdo it pretty much.
Oh, for sure. And we've done, like I mentioned, the 2 deals so far have been wholesale this year.
Right.
And so again, like, not like trying to rush into anything. I think long term would love to get into that buy and hold space.
Right.
But the wholesale piece has been awesome so far.
Yeah.
Like it's really fun too. Just again, like, learning from all of our customers, hearing what they say.
Right.
I've always done, try to do as good a job as I can sharing that out with like your community and on social media and all of that.
Yeah.
But then it's another thing to be able to do it myself too. So it's been fun to do this year.
I hear you, man. So like for me, bro, dude, I think there was 2 students that I said, dude, do not fix and flip, bro. Just don't, dude. I said, bro, keep your life simple. I know the wholesaling is boring. The fix and flipping sounds sexy, bro. But I said, dude, just keep it simple, man. Just wholesale, make the money, and then buy real estate, dude.
Yeah.
Boring business makes money.
Absolutely.
When you start complicating shit, dude, when you have a bunch of moving parts, dude, that's where you're going to lose money.
Oh,
and guess what? The student, they still pull the trigger. They're like, well, Khang, I don't know, man. We can make 100K on this instead of 50K. I'll be like, bro, just take the 50K. Nope, they bought it, bro. Freaking spent 6 months doing the rehab project. Now they're walking away with 35K. Hey, hey, it took them like 9 months. Hey, it's a good thing that they're still making money.
Right.
Because there are people, dude, that would have lose.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of times, dude, so it's how you buy it that saved your ass. Because they bought it so cheap.
Yeah.
But still, like, dude, you took 9 months. Let's just say you took 6 months to do the rehab where you're going to make 70K. Dude, all I need to do is turn wholesale enough I'll probably make that in 3 months, bro.
Yeah. Well, the big thing too is the time cost
Yeah.
too. Like you said, like take how much time you're spending to get a wholesale deal, and you could dollar per hour that compared to how much you're spending on the house. Like, yeah, it's got to be a killer deal for a flip to make sense then.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, Matt, do you have any rental?
Not currently yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your first deal.
Yes.
How did you found it?
For wholesale?
Yep.
So we had, both of them this year. One of them was an agent referral, actually, which is awesome.
Okay.
We were out.
Those are the best.
Yeah, I know, right? It was a house that couldn't move. It was they needed to move quickly.
So it was on the market.
They actually hadn't even listed it yet.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it was
it's pocket listing.
Yeah, pocket listing. There you go. Yeah. So they hadn't listed it yet. Pocket listing. It was something where it was not going to listing. It would have been really rough. Like they didn't want to go through that process.
Right.
It was us getting out there. We were driving for dollars and things, and starting to get a little more loud on social media locally as well.
Okay.
And even just simply posting of like, hey, we're out driving today. We're out looking for deals today. Like even things like that.
Okay.
That's where that first one came from.
Oh,
was
dang.
people seeing that and be like, oh, you're looking for houses. Great. Like let me, and get a referral that way.
Okay.
And then the second one was through driving for dollars. Found a house, pin that property.
Nice.
Use the deal machine for it.
Nice.
Sent them direct mail, and then ended up. It was a house that was a teardown in an area of St. Louis called Kirkwood, which is a pretty desirable area.
Okay.
A lot of new construction going there, which is why
nice.
we had selected that area. And we looked on Deal Machine like, hey, there's a lot of recent transactions here.
I see.
Let me go drive for dollars there. And we still actively drive for dollars there and send a lot of mail there. But did that, and then it was a guy a developer who's tearing it down and doing a new build right there. That person who sold it, another situation where they didn't want to have to deal with listing it and made it quick and easy for him, and there we go. So,
nice.
Yeah.
So Matt, so who do all the negotiating? You?
Me and my business partner. So Vince is the other guy that the one I was mentioning who's at Ballpoint Marketing called Porter, all that.
I see.
He's a very similar role to me, but and also in St. Louis. But at some partner companies that we've worked with before on deals. Yeah. It worked out where we're like, hey, why don't we just team up and do this together, and are doing that more in St. Louis together.
Right.
So it's Vince and I are typically the ones doing that. I'll do a lot of the deal machine side of like the lead generation.
Sure.
And trying to, making sure we're staying organized and always have that next step. Making sure we're kind of the CRM elements to it.
Sure.
Taking notes and following up that way.
Sure.
And then, Vince is fantastic at building a relationship with the seller too. So yeah, it's kind of a tag team effort.
Nice.
But, yeah.
So Matt, what do you think has helped you to close that first deal? Is it working for deal machines or
I mean, for sure, deal machine is a part of it, but I think going out and always being open to, I'd say, continue to network, continue to learn, continue to ask for help. Like I think. Something we talk about all the time on like challenges or trainings that we do is lead with action and then have a strong support system, because you can't anticipate every single thing that a seller is going to throw at you or every situation you're going to deal with. It's a matter of putting yourself in that situation, learning from it, continuing to get better and better at this, and then have kind of this on-demand knowledge to fall back on, where you have an academy or you have, a deal machine community, or you've got something to come back and say, hey, what do I do here? What do I do there? So I think locally I've got a really strong network of that.
I see.
And, Deal Machine definitely helped me build that network. But, it's, I think, again, leading with action, just getting to talk to as many sellers as possible. And then when a situation comes up and we say, hey, let me talk to our partner and we'll get back to you. Like, it's simple, like you said, don't answer on the spot, but as simple as giving them a chance to be okay with waiting and then going back and asking, what do I do here? Just been very proactive about that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Matt, with people who are starting out, who has no connections, how did you able to build up your network connection of people? Yeah,
I mean, I think, definitely in the St. Louis market, which, I think a lot of towns will have this as well, but even just going to the simple, like there's a local meetup called Cash Buyers Club. There's which I know Sam Prim helps run that. Yeah, they started that. We've got a couple of a lot of cities have RIA groups, just sort of simple networking groups.
You're in Sam's market.
Networking group. Yeah. Sam Prim's market.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, he's one of there's a couple of Dave Dodge is another one.
Yep.
There's a couple of guys that we've got to know locally pretty well.
Got it.
That are at these types of events and things too.
But, I got it.
I think going to events like that's been great. People, in general, if you really approach it where you're willing to give and you're willing to say hey, yeah, I'll go, refer you a deal, or I'll go drive for dollars for you. I'll go do X, Y, Z for them. I found are pretty open to mentorship. And if you're willing to lead with value for them, not just saying, hey, come help me, and then not give them anything in return.
Right.
So if you can find those ways to help them out, maybe it could be, anything that they're struggling with or anything that would help save them time, try to come to the table with that. And people seem to be really open to mentoring, especially, in the St. Louis market. It's been great to do that. So
nice.
And then we've done, even we hosted a Deal Machine local event. So,
nice.
If you can start your own little event in town, that's been a great way to meet people. So, doing a couple things like that there. But,
gotcha.
Yeah.
So for those of you who ask me, hey, Khang, can I wholesale part-time? Well, Matt, that's what you do, right?
Yeah, I'm spending 5 to 10 hours a week on it, probably. And then I've got my day job. So, so I didn't, again, trying to be passive about, we'll drive for dollars and set aside some time to be intentional about that, but, it's not taking up my whole day. And then, we're sending direct mail, things that you can automate. We're doing more things that we can automate or have a virtual assistant take care of.
Makes sense.
And then spending our time on the things that really matter, which is the seller conversations and negotiating the deal.
Yep.
But and running the numbers and things. But yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
So,
It makes sense. The thing I love about direct mail, sending letters or sending postcard or sending text message is now that you're sending it out there, and you can go on with your day doing whatever it is you want, and you're just waiting for that text message or your phone to ring.
That.
So now, typically, I know different people. I don't talk about this in a long time, but how do you handle when you get incoming call from a seller, Matt? Do you pick up right away, or do you let it go to voicemail?
So, we do everything we possibly can to answer the call. It's actually, it is funny, Vince's company, one of the companies he helps do some marketing and things for, Call Porter, is an inbound call center. So what we'll actually do is we'll have, I'll call people with the Deal Machine dialer, or I'll call people, we'll send out mail, things like that. The callback number that's calling will ring my phone, ring Vince's phone, and if we can't answer, it'll go to Call Porter.
I see.
So Call Porter's our inbound receptionist.
I gotcha.
To say hey, tell us more about the house, and basically set up the appointment for us. We're just a very general checklist of questions, and then we take it from there. So if we do everything we can to not miss that call,
I see
how valuable it is. So,
I see. Well, you know what? When I first started, this was my strategy, and this is what I did. I let everything go to voicemail.
Okay.
And and then I started to watch YouTube. People would be like, dude, bro, the one that answers the phone is the one that closes the more deals. But I let everything go to voicemail. And here's how I do it, because I was still working, right? I let everything go to voicemail. And then when it rings, right, because I use a different number, right? So I know when it calls, it's coming from my marketing,
it's
right?
the money call.
It's the money call. So I let it ring. And if there's a voicemail pop up, I'll listen to it right away. If there's no voicemail, then I call back right away. Because I knew that then maybe they just don't want to leave a voicemail, but then I'll call them right away. But I typically don't answer the call because...
If you call right away, that could still work. Just the key is if you get a voicemail and you don't call back for an hour, the chances of you doing that deal go down drastically.
Right. So for me, because I was also working at the same time, and I didn't want to deal with, obviously just, people that are unmotivated. So I just let everything go to voicemail. And like I said, when they left a voicemail, I'll listen to it right away. And if they don't leave a voicemail, I'll call them back right away, because some people just don't want to leave a voicemail. It rings. That person don't pick up, I'll call the next company, or I'll call somebody else.
We found it's probably about a third of the calls are take me off your list, I don't want you to reach out anymore.
Correct.
A third are we're going to sell someday. So they're a good long-term lead.
Right.
And then a third are, hey, let's set an appointment right now. So we got to make sure we are ready to act on that third, right?
Right. So, dude, I wish I would have saved some of those voicemail, because some of the voicemail, dude, hilarious.
I'm sure.
To be like, dude, China, man, go back to China. You got to China.
Jeez.
I'm not even from China, bro. But okay, I love.
Oh, man.
I don't mind going to China, right? But, dude, some of them was just bad. The cussing out, the swearing at my mom, my dad, who raised you, all kinds of stuff.
Is that from mail? Is that what were those calls coming from? Was it?
It was from mail. And when I first started, dude, we did a lot of direct mail. And bro, I would put and this is a mistake that you guys should not make. I put my home address on there as a returning mail, right?
Yeah.
Dude, and I would have people, dude, I remember these two guys came up to me and I was freaking scary. They were big dudes, they're knocking on my house. They got the postcard, ripping it and threw it and said, hey, they said, dude, don't ever you effing send me this again, piece of trash.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then just left, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And I said, well, and then I started to research. I was like, so how do people send out mail, and what address they use? And then it comes up where you can use a virtual address. I typically recommend just use a PO box.
That's what we use.
PO box only costs you what, $200 a year?
Yeah. I think it's even cheaper than that for us. But yeah, we use a PO box.
Yep.
And then we have a business call line that, for direct calls and callback number.
Right.
In Deal Machine, you can do call tracking numbers too now.
I see.
So you can do, say you have 3 different postcards. I know on our Pro plan you get 3 call tracking numbers. So if you have 3 different postcards, you can do this number, this number, and this number, and they're all different numbers. And so that way Deal Machine knows whenever you get a call on that number, it's that postcard that's ringing. And so you could go back in and see which postcard's getting all the callbacks.
Yep.
Like
Makes
one of them
sense.
might be performing way better. So
I see.
Send more of that one. Right?
Yep.
So,
no, that makes sense. So you guys are just not tracking postcard and letters. You guys should tracking specifically which one. So that way you know, hey, if this one's get more conversion, I'm going to continue. Yep. Send more of that.
Yep.
So now, what do you guys do with like the people who'll be like, hey, take me off my list. Hey, don't call me again.
Yeah, I mean, so we
do you guys actually take them off the list or no?
Yeah, we do for those. I mean, I know
we don't.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't. Yeah. It just depends. I think like a lot of them. Well, if we're talking to them and actually having a conversation, even if they say like take me off my list, if we get to know the person, it might be they're just like not having a good day or whatever.
True.
And they are potentially interested in long term, like they called you back for a reason, even potentially. So we kind of make a judgment call, like, hey, if they are maybe someday looking to sell like that, then hey, just keep them on a long term nurture. And then if they call back and they're looking to sell sooner than later, we'll make sure that that the follow-ups are closer together, and we'll set tasks or reminders to do that. And if they're looking to sell right now, then book an appointment and be ready to make an offer. So, yeah.
Awesome, Matt. Well, I want to say, dude, so those 2 deals, was it this year? Was it last year?
Yeah, that was this year. Yes, two so far this year.
Congrats,
Thanks,
dude.
man. Yeah.
Congrats. Okay, so Matt,
St. Louis market. Yeah.
St. Louis. How can people get connected with you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, reach out. I mean, so if you go to Deal Machine on YouTube, we've got a ton of videos there. That's always a great place to check us out. My email is just matt@dealmachine.com. So feel free to reach out direct that way too. And then I'm on IG, just mattcamp23 on there. I'm a little active on there, not as much personally, more on the Deal Machine accounts. But anything like lead gen related, that's what we specialize in Deal Machine. So I'm always happy to help people out. So.
Love it. Matt, let's what, bro? Let's go get this.
Yes, sir. Monet.